Oh yeah, it is pretty serious out there. So let's talk about Toronto real estate and Toronto GTA and why I believe that it is sinking very slowly. But hold on a second. There are two different tunes played at the same time, and depending on which side you're on, that's what you will hear. So let's get right into it together. All right, so I believe, depending obviously on your personal situation, will determine which tune you will absorb or you will listen to or you will cheer or you will believe, okay? But there are obviously the other side of the spectrum, which is the actual reality and what is actually happening. So I would like to touch on, condominiums in Toronto, which is a big ticket item that everyone has been talking about. And I specifically want to talk about that because I do believe that condo market can actually sink everything else. I did talk about that in my channel, and I just would like to touch on it once more so all of you viewers will have a second chance to share this particular content or to hear it one more time. So there's a particular tone that has been playing for a while, and that is basically the tune of bank rates feathering down, going in the right direction, the affordability getting back onto the table and all of that stuff. And yes, it is true. All of those segments, that is all happening. And then there are people out in the real estate market or owning real estate portfolios or that have bought real estate long time ago. It doesn't concern them because so many reasons. One, they are obviously, mortgage free. They don't have other investments. They're settled in and all that stuff. So there's that particular segment that doesn't care. And all they have to say, and I'm sure you heard it from your neighbors, you heard it at the cashier, you heard it at the gas station, you heard it, right? Oh, don't worry about it. It always happened. Don't worry about it. Yes, because most of the time, these people are financially stable. Maybe they're working, secure jobs. They have been lien free or mortgage free for a long time. And basically they don't care, right? That's exactly what it is, right? And then there's the other segment of viewers or listeners that are listening to this tune, right? They're saying, everybody's skeptic. Everybody's negative about the market. Everybody's about, trying to go into a deep, black, dark hole for no reason. And then when you start asking these particular listeners or viewers, then they say, well, I don't know any real estate. I live in, my parents' basement. I don't even have a obligation for a cell phone bill or anything like that, right? So then you get like a clear picture that they're not technically attached to the real estate market, or this market or these swings are not going to impact them directly, okay? They know they're not buying. They're settled in their parents' basement or girlfriend's basement, boyfriend's basement. They don't care. They're not realizing what is actually happening in the current market. And I'm telling you guys, it is extremely serious out there. So let me get back to the actual pre-construction condo market. So why this is extremely dangerous for these people that have invested over, the trophy years that we had. Most of these buyers, they did put a HELOC on their homes, existing homes or properties and stuff like that, and they generated their deposit via that particular method, which was easily done. The banks opened their doors and it was happening in a blink of an eye. If you had an existing property, you could get approved overnight, HELOC, line of credits, you name it. So these particular sums for down payments were north of $100,000, $200,000, depending on your particular appetite at that particular time. So what happened right now, so like this is the pinnacle right now, is that most of these down payments were generated through death already. Like most of these buyers did not have that cash money on the side. Okay, zero, maybe some small percent, but let's say nothing. Then they were riding through that particular pandemic era, okay, which, some of these buyers needed to dig into additional debt in order to get some of their financial stuff squared. They were writing up their mortgage on a very low interest rates, which they could afford their homes. But here's the catch. Some of these towers are being completed, and these units are looking to their ownerships. These buyers they will be transferred that particular unit. So there are a couple of points, very dangerous points. One, none of these units can appraise to current market value. So what happens, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that unit costs $500,000. It will not appraise at $500,000. So let's say it appraises at $420,000, okay? That $80,000 needs to be covered by the buyer in order to close, right? So that's one issue. So appraisals are coming very low and very soft. Second point is, their current mortgages that they're writing, they're probably in a cycle of a renewal from a 1.5, 2%, 1.25, whatever that it might be. It will be double now today. Even with these rates, it will be very hard for most of these mortgage holders to carry and continue to carry their homes. So what's happening right here? So they did have a clause in their agreement. Most of the builders did allow that clause for an assignment sale, which means that they can sell a piece of paper before completion date of that particular unit. So what happens is that they will make sure to list that property via an assignment sale through a realtor or through the actual developer or the builder, and then they would love to sell it before they have to actually cough up the additional, closing costs, HST, appraisal differences, and all of that stuff. And most importantly, qualify for a mortgage. So none of that stuff will work in their favor. So it is normal today to find, let's say, in a tower of 700-800 unit tower in Toronto downtown and in GTA, there's some pockets that are doing better than others, but let's just say, for argument's sake, that there's like a 700 unit tower. You will have 70 assignment sales. Like usually 8 to 10% is an assignment sale. People are trying to get rid of it, right? Now, the interesting part, when we get to that, none of these sellers, now assignment sale sellers, do want to take a price cut. They're holding strong, they're holding firm to that price because they do not want to lose their money. And what is happening? At one point, it will give. Somebody, somewhere, somehow, they will give. Because the closer it's getting to their closing date will determine how they feel. Because money today, it's hard to get. Even if you walk into a bank, they would love to see your history. They would like to evaluate you again. Like you need to pre-qualify and all of that stuff. And majority of these buyers will not be able to qualify, especially with these numbers. So when you have 10% on average riding on assignment sales that are holding so strong, they're being so stubborn because somehow, somewhere, they're listening to the other tune. And the other tune is singing this song. It will be okay. Everything will be fine. We just need to go through another quarter. And then what will happen? The prices will skyrocket and all of that stuff. And it is normal. And there are cycles. Yes, I get it. But this cycle of the downfall, it's not finished yet because we have not cleared the inventory, and that inventory keeps piling up on daily basis. On my channel, if you like videos like this, and you can click all these videos obviously here, I did talk about the September inventory. I talked about it in July. I talked about the pre-construction. I talk about all these segments. So please feel free to click on any of those, and see you all in the next one.